My name's Colin Graham. I'm the Chief Executive of Cancer Support Scotland, Tent, and you are currently in our new building, which is in Gartnavel at the old Royal Hospital Chapel. The charity was established 30 years ago by Sir Kenneth Calman. He was a leading oncologist of his day, and he also wrote the Calman Commission. The Calman family started the charity because Professor Calman in his clinic didn't know that people needed to have a look and had to know about the work that he was doing, and he decided early on that he was going to invite people to his own house and sit around, have a cup of tea on couches, and Anne, his wife, Lady Anne, made the tea, and they discussed the topics of the day, which were people were frightened about cancer, they didn't understand what their surgery might be going through, and these were some of the issues that he tried to address. Today, that same philosophy is still here. We have an area in the building which has got a seating area with couches and sofas and rugs, tables where people can sit and chat and find out the latest information about cancer and the issues around that. This charity has been well set up, well known for many years, and Professor Calman, who set it up, decided that right from the start that he wanted to help people by offering complementary therapy and talking therapy. Now, what is both of those? Well, complementary therapy is very simple. It is reflexology, aromatherapy, Reiki, massage, Indian head massage, all those sorts of things. And he also decided that he wanted to do talking therapy. So for you and me, it's counselling. Professional one-to-one counselling is what we specialise in. That counselling takes place in rooms like this, in a private setting. It's done one-to-one. We're one of the only charities that offer that service to people that are affected by cancer, their family and their carers. So that's important. But we also have a number of groups around Scotland and across the west of Scotland where they can come together, meet and discuss the issues relating to cancer. We know that many people will have ups and downs in their cancer treatment. Newly diagnosed people will have different needs to somebody that's trying to live with the disease long term. So our counselling doesn't stop just from the point of diagnosis. It can go right the way on, and even into bereavement counselling if it goes right to the very end. When you go into hospital, the clinical nurse specialist, your consultant, your GP will have a range of information, and they will then either direct them directly to us. They can also do self-referral, so people can self-refer, so they may have just trawled the internet and they can find out more about us on our website and then can self-refer. So those are the two main things. The biggest one for us is word of mouth. People who are going through cancer treatment, often I know somebody else that's had cancer treatment, and they then get referred to us by word of mouth. We don't have a huge marketing budget to allow us to send posters out onto every bus stop in Glasgow and around. So we rely on people to actually, the doctors and the nurses, to pass on information on our behalf. And we produce leaflets and flyers and things like that, and newsletters specifically tailored to health professionals to allow them to know what we do as our services. But often it is the patient that has to take the lead on this. It's not going to be handed on a plate to everybody, and sometimes people decide they'll do it their own way and may not take up these routes. But I would encourage everybody to try and take up as much support and help as they can if they're facing a diagnosis of cancer. From our new centre here at Gartnavel, we will be offering more services than we've ever offered before. Previously, we only had 2 rooms which we could offer one complementary therapy and one talking therapy. Now we've been able to double that. So we've now got 2 talking therapy rooms, 2 complementary therapy rooms. And also we've just partnered with another organisation called Macmillan, who many of you will have heard about, and we're now offering our services in Macmillan's buildings in their library projects, across 6 of them across Glasgow. That allows us to quadruple the number of services that we're currently offering, and partnerships are very important to us. Many people say to me, why are so many cancer charities? out there? Well, quite simply, we all do different things. We all are in the market to provide the best help and support to people affected by cancer. That's what we're here to do. We also partner with many other cancer organisations, like Macmillan and our Libraries Project. Wherever we can't help, we can point them in the right direction. We would signpost them to the right place, or a place where we know that we can give them further help. So we can either signpost to Macmillan, which they're based in the Beatson, they've got an own information worker, and they can then signpost to other areas. There's Maggie's on this site, so we can signpost to Maggie's, who can provide other services like benefits and fights, group support. We can also, if it's a younger person, there is also the Teenage Cancer Trust on site here at Gartnavel, and we can signpost them to them. And obviously we can also signpost them back to their GP to get more information and help and support. Cancer is not going to go away. In some cases, some cancers are going to increase by 40% in the next 20 years. That is a lot more people we're going to have to support. Why is it on the increase? We're detecting cancers much earlier, much earlier. Also, the research charities out there are producing better drugs, so are keeping people alive much longer. So when you've got people who've been diagnosed earlier and people living longer, the increase of number of patients is going to be there. We want the best for anybody that's affected by cancer, be it the carer, be it the patient, be it the family. And that's what we're here to do. That's why when you give your money to a cancer charity, you really should know which cancer charity is doing what. One cancer charity doesn't do everything. And that's what we've tried to say there. We're a small charity, very small charity, raising about £300,000 a year, compared to the big boys of cancer research and Macmillan, who are almost at £300 million a year. And we're also your local charity. We're right on your doorstep. And we need local people to support us and help fundraise for us by hosting any types of events and fundraising activities. So coffee mornings, discos, anything at all that might be able to help us. We can't do much of the work without volunteers. Volunteers play a vital role in society. We've all heard about the games makers down in London and the wonderful work they did. This is what we have here. We've got a great band of volunteers who do many of activities for us. The sorts of things they can get involved with is we've got new gardens. We're desperately looking for a couple of people that can sweep leaves, plant plants, cut grass, trim hedges, do all those sorts of things. We're in desperate need for that. We're also in desperate need for people that can actually like history and want to learn about the building. So when people come in here, they can tell about the history, because the building itself is of historic value, and we need somebody to explain the history, what the stained glass means, who it was done by, so people can actually do that. The other sorts of volunteers that we're looking for is meeters and greeters. These people are just coming in, and often coming through the front door, they've made a really big commitment to go and get some help. So we want to have a friendly face, that someone can welcome these people, make them a cup of tea, show them what they're doing, pass some information on, and just generally be nice and be pleasant to them. And then obviously once we know what they're here for, the volunteers can then refer them on to the staff within the organisation to help do that. So those are some of the volunteering aspects that we do. We only need a couple of hours a week at the most, 2 hours a week, a morning a week, and that's really all we're looking for. So if any volunteers living locally want to help, then please do get in contact with us.